Good morning. It's good to see all of you today. We are privileged that you give us this opportunity to come and honor you and to spend some time this morning celebrating and honoring you. We have a group of our adult special needs or special friends that create a choir. They have formed a choir and they call themselves the Weekly Hall Singers, and they wanted to be here this morning to welcome you, but they could not be here in person, so they've sent this video.
Thank you. We just want to say thank you. When we heard the call, served it wrong. So thank you. We just want to say thank you. Over air, land, and sea. But to keep us free, we celebrate you. You deserve the big woo-hoo! And we salute you. We just want to say thank you. Tell them thank you, veterans. Thank you.
They are a special group. We are proud to have them as part of our congregation. As I said, we want to celebrate you and thank you. If you are watching online, maybe you tuned in on Wednesday night expecting to see the pastor's Bible study on Nehemiah. And this is that Bible study time, but we thought you might want to see this celebration, or if you're one of our veterans unable to be here this morning, that you would be able to participate online. So we welcome you that are watching online as well. We're glad that you are being a part of us today. So you're used to having breakfast, and somebody said that you might not show up if we didn't serve you breakfast. So I'm glad you did show up, but I want you to know that as you leave, we have a gift for you. So at the conclusion of our celebration, as you leave out the doors, there will be ladies stationed at each or all throughout the atrium, and they have a gift for you that you can take home and just enjoy a little bit of apple pie. What's better American than that on us? And so we wanted to serve you something, even though we couldn't do the full meal. Would you stand as we start this morning? Let it start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you remain standing?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated.
I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone. Up and at 'em bright and early, I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, but you know that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I'll always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asked of me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I'll proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I'll always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American soldier. Oh, I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, so sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American. American soldier.
Well, good morning. I'm very honored to be here today to salute the veterans. I had some relatives, a couple of uncles, and I had a son that was in Iraq. And I'm especially thankful for every one of the vets that have fought for this country so we could be sitting here today. And I want everybody to sing along on this, America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Well, good morning. It is an honor for us to be here today, this morning, to honor you, the veterans who courageously served for this country, the United States of America. My dad was a Marine. Our son is a Purple Heart veteran. He served 2 tours in Iraq. He was wounded on his 2nd tour. Variety of injuries. He spent 6 weeks in a hospital in Germany, and the end result, he lost 85% of his hearing in one ear and partial hearing in the other ear. And I asked Tori if he had the choice, knowing what he knows now, how everything would turn out, would he have served? And without hesitation, he said, absolutely, you bet. Because that flag means something to Tori, and it means something to Tim, and it means something to me, and I believe it means something to you. So we're going to do something a little special maybe today. I took the liberty to slightly update a powerful piece that was written by a man who just lives about a mile up the road from this church when he was alive. You may have heard of him, Johnny Cash. This is a favorite of mine. It's the story of that old ragged flag. I walked through a county courthouse square, and on a park bench, an old man was sitting there. I said, your old courthouse is kind of run down. And he said, nah, it'll do for our little town. I said, well, your old flagpole leans a little bit, and, well, that's a ragged old flag hanging from it. He said, have a seat. So I sat down, and he asked, is this your first time to our little town? I said, I think it is. He said, well, I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag. You see, we got a little hole in that flag right there when Washington took it across the Delaware. And it got powder burned the night Francis Scott Key sat watching that flag, writing, say, can you see? And it got a bad rip in New Orleans with Packenham and Jackson tugging at its seams. And it almost fell at the Alamo with the Texas flag. But she waved on, though. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, and she got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low a time or two. She was in Korea and Vietnam. She went where she was sent by Uncle Sam. She flew in the skies in the Gulf War and continued to wave through Iraq's discord. She waved from our ships upon the briny foam, but now they've just about quit waving her at home. In her own good land right here, she's been abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied, and refused. And the government for which she stands is now evenly split throughout the land. And she never thought that she would ever see the people she fought for taking a knee. She's getting threadbare, and she is wearing thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in. Because she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, and we take her down every night. We don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up right. Because we really love that flag, And maybe, just maybe, you've heard, she represents every man and woman who's selflessly served. On second thought, I do like to brag, 'cause I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag.
That was my lovely wife, Roxanne. She and I have been married 17 years. I've never thought of divorce. I've thought of murder, but I've never thought of... No, we have such a great time together. I am really thankful to be here today. This is a song that I recorded a few years back, and during this presidential election, I got a little nervous to do it, but then the more I thought about it, these are my views, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but this is a song called I'll Stand Up and Say So. I heard them say on the radio, they're gonna take the 10 Commandments from the courthouse lawn, and some others say that they have the right to burn our country's flag. The list goes on and on. Guess I'll have to say I'm tired of all this liberality. We need the backbone to stand up and say no. But it'll have to start with me. I'll tell them that I don't agree. Yeah, I've got to let them know, 'cause I'll stand up and say so. I'll tell them I believe in the Bible. What it says is true. I'm thankful for the ones who died for the old, red, white, and blue. When they try and take my rights away, I'll proudly stand and tell them no, it ain't gonna happen, 'cause I'll stand up and say so. On every monument in Washington, words are inscribed of God and country, things they weren't ashamed to say. Have you ever thought of the price we pay to defend this country's freedom? They can't take that away. Guess I'll have to say I'm tired of all this liberality. We need the backbone to stand up and say no, but it'll have to start with me. Tell them that I don't agree. Yeah, I'm gonna let them know, 'cause I'll stand up and say so. I'll tell them I believe in the Bible. What it says is true. I'm thankful for the ones who died for the old, red, white, and blue. When they try and take my rights away, I'll proudly stand and tell them no, it ain't gonna happen, 'cause I'll stand up and say so. What it says is true. I'm thankful for the ones who died for the old, red, white, and blue. When they try and take my rights away, I'll proudly stand and tell them no, it ain't gonna happen, 'cause I'll stand up and say so. Oh, it ain't gonna happen, 'cause I'll stand up and say so.
Our music this morning has been brought to us by Tim and Roxana Atwood, as well as being members of First Baptist. Tim is a Grand Ole Opry legend, and he's fastly becoming a Mike Huckabee show legend as well. You may have seen him there, and he'll be back, I think, in January on Mike Huckabee, and so we're proud to have them as a part of not only our church, but a part of this celebration. We'd like to take a moment to honor you and to honor the branches of our United States services. And so as I call out your branch, if you would stand and just let us celebrate you for a moment, starting with the United States Army. How about the United States Navy? The United States Air Force. United States Marine Corps. And we have the United States Coast Guard. We got some Coast Guard? There's a new branch of the service, but it hasn't been in existence long enough to probably have any veterans, but the United States Space Force is now one of our service branches. And so if you are a part of that or you have family members that are part of that, we thank you and we honor you as well. Thank you.
I want you to know, I see you, paying for your coffee every morning, wearing that hat that tells me the infantry you dedicated your life to before I was even born. You may not know it, but I watch you with great admiration, and thank you for what you sacrificed. I see you in your full active duty uniform, walking through the store with your family, and I wonder how long you're here for, when you might have to go. I look at all of you and think, you must be some of the strongest people in the world. I see you on the TV. You're not just a face in the crowd of soldiers on the news. You're a person with a family who loves you, walking the dusty earth far away, so that I can walk in peace where I am. I see you at the memorial. You're not just a name, I know. You left a footprint of freedom on this earth. Imprints and sacrifices that are not just remembered, they're cherished. I want you to know, I see you. I haven't forgotten you. I admire you. I pray for you, all of you. God bless you and your families.
Amen. We do see you, and we thank the Lord for you. I enjoyed seeing those pictures a little while ago, the video that had the interspersed pictures of some of you that had submitted those photographs for us to be able to put up there. I enjoyed seeing those. My hometown does a neat little thing. I wish we would do this here. I don't know who to get to do it, but the veterans group there in my hometown several years ago promoted that if a family would like to, I think we paid $75 for a banner about that big, and every October they put these banners all over town. They're on all the light standards all around town, and it's got the picture of the veteran and their branch of the service and when they served, and that's just a neat little tradition, and I always enjoy seeing the picture of my dad up there in the United States Navy during World War II, and I enjoyed seeing your pictures a minute ago. Some of you have aged well, but you were younger in some of those pictures. I was thinking this week as I was getting ready to share just a couple of thoughts of encouragement with you today and celebrate Veterans Day with you, the thought occurred to me, what if there were no veterans? What if no one would have served? What if no one would have enlisted in the Army or Navy or Air Force or Marines or Coast Guard? What if we didn't have any veterans? Do you know how many veterans there are? I got curious about that, so I started trying to research it. It's a hard number to really get a grasp on because records have not always been kept well. But from what I could research, in the history of the United States, there have been over 40, I believe I read 47 million men and women that have served in war. And this is an estimate because, like I said, records have not always been kept well, but it's estimated that about 60 million people have served both in wartime and peacetime in the history of the United States. Did you know that 8.2% of the population of Tennessee are veterans? That's 430,000 men and women in the state of Tennessee served in the armed forces. There are 15 million veterans alive today in the United States. What if there were no veterans? What if no one had been willing to serve in the American Revolution? A couple of years ago, this has been 4 or 5 years ago now, I was doing a wedding out at the little Presbyterian church beside Beach High School. I think it's called Beach Presbyterian, if I remember right. I think that's the name of the church there. And I was there early for the wedding, as you always have to do, so I was killing some time, and I walked out to the cemetery. Now, maybe some people think that's a morbid thing to do, but I've always found some interest in walking through cemeteries and reading tombstones and looking at dates and those kinds of things. Now, there's a beautiful cemetery behind that church. If you've never been back there, you can drive completely through it, and it's an incredibly beautiful, scenic. It almost makes you want to take a picnic lunch, which, you know, who would go to a cemetery for a picnic lunch? But it's that kind of beauty. It's just a beautiful scene. But in the front side of the church, right beside the church, is the old cemetery. Those in the back are newer ones. So I was walking around there right beside the church, and the closest graves to the church itself, which I surmise would be the oldest ones because they were put the closest to the building. One of the graves there said that it was the original pastor of that church. And so I was looking at the dates of it, and I was amazed that he was born before the American Revolution. So when the pastor of that church was born, this would have been a British-controlled land. That's a lot of history right here in Sumner County. That's a lot of history. So what if no veterans had ever served? What if the 4,000, I think I read 4,400 and something that died in the American Revolution, what if they had not been willing to die? What if the 600,000 plus Americans that died during the Civil War had not been willing to fight for freedom? What if the 400 plus thousand of World War II or Vietnam or Iraqi freedom, Desert Storm, enduring freedom? What if no one had been willing to serve? What if there were no veterans? I don't know what language we'd be speaking. Maybe English, since we started out that way, but who knows who would have swept in. Maybe we'd be speaking German today, or Japanese, or Chinese, who knows? One thing I'm pretty sure of is that we would not have a republic like we have today. We would not live in a democracy. We would not peacefully go to polls, even with all the disagreement and question marks that there still are about those things. We would not go to ballot boxes and vote peacefully. We would be more ruled by bullets and bombs than anything else. So I say all of that to say we owe you, every one of you who served our nation, we owe you an incredible debt of gratitude. We are free to go to our grocery store today. We are free to work as hard as we choose to work to make a living for our families. We are free to take a vacation. We are free to do or not do. We are free to worship or not worship. We are free because of you and people just like you, for the history of this nation, who have stood for our freedom. And we owe you a thank you. And it doesn't matter when you served or where you served or what was going on during that particular period of time, whether it was World War II or Korea or Vietnam or the Cold War or any of the more modern wars that we have experienced in the last 30 years. We owe you a debt of gratitude. And every day that we get up and do the things that we do, we should be aware that someone paid a price, someone made a sacrifice for us to be free Americans. And I don't think I ever became fully aware of what it means to be an American until I started going to other places, whether it was on a mission trip or a tour of some type. To see other lands and other cultures and other people made me appreciate far more the things that I have here than I had ever appreciated before. Now, we played a little what if game. What if there were no veterans? Let me ask you one more what if. Give you something just to chew on with your apple pie. What if Jesus had not come and died on a cross for us? What if he had not loved us enough to leave heaven, to be willing to make a sacrifice? And he was the only one who could do that. There was only one who could pay that price. For God loved the world so much that he sent his only Son, one and only, Jesus, so that whoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. We owe you a debt of gratitude for our democracy, our republic, our freedom. We owe him a debt of gratitude for our salvation and for our eternity. And to you and to him today, I say thanks. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you've done to make my life better. Let me pray for you. Father, thank you for the day that we have, for the opportunity to celebrate veterans. And all across America today, groups will gather like this. I'm sure it's different, just like for us. Normally today we would have a room packed with people, a boisterous room with a great breakfast and hundreds of people gathered. It's different today because of COVID and just the circumstances around us. But nevertheless, we celebrate our veterans. We thank you for them. We thank you for what they've done for us and what they've given to us. And Lord, we pause to thank you again for what you did for us. You made the greatest sacrifice in the history of the world when you gave your life for us to give us an opportunity and a way to the Father. Thank you for the day. Thank you for the opportunity to celebrate. And thank you for every one of these men and women that are United States veterans. We give you thanks in Jesus' name. Amen.
If you know this, sing along. If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit up to Boston, New York to LA, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless you. Thank you. You're dismissed.
Mondays when the weekend's been too strong, I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core, and I'll always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asked of me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I'll proudly take a stand when liberty's in jeopardy. American soldier. I'm an American soldier. Oh, I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor. 'Cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, and I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, so sleep in peace tonight. American soldier. I'm an American. American soldier. I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone. Up and at 'em bright and early, I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, but you know that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I'll always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asked of me, I'll bear that cross with honor. 'Cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I'll proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I'll always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight. American soldier. I'm an American soldier. Oh, I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor. 'Cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, so sleep in peace tonight. American soldier. I'm an American. American soldier. I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone. Up and at 'em bright and early, I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be.
I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I'll always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asked of me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free.
I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I'll probably take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I'll always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American soldier.
Oh, I don't wanna die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, so sleep in peace tonight.